So morning once again, and let's start with the session on IRT. I'm switching off my camera and sharing the screen. So let's start with this. The basic idea where we will start is measurement. Why I'm asking this question? Because we are at the fag end of 2025, and still we are wondering how to measure the opinion of a person. See, we got two sort of the points here. One is when we talk about the science, science always start with the exact measurement. So you will recall, we started teaching our kids in class 6th or something about the unit system. We never teach them about the science or chemistry. First we teach 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeter. 1 centimeter is equal to 10 millimeter, and so on. We have developed a complete system for that. So from kilometer to millimeter to micrometer to nanometer, we have a unit system. And then we have the unit system for kilogram, for volume, for distance, length. We have a system for all. That's why the science works on so exact thing. On the other hand, we have something called the social science. Now, the social science, first look at the science once again. At the base of the science is the element, physical element, chemical element, those sort of the things. So, periodic table, when you take the periodic table and you make Na plus Cl, every single time it will become NaCl. Cl got the negative valence, this has got the positive valence, and so on. In the social science, at the center, we have the human being. And human being, though, have lot many things which can be measured like the exact system, weight, height, salary. But we have something called the opinion. And this opinion is the main fundamental thing here. How to measure the opinion? As I said, we are at the end of now 2025 December. And if I want to know how happy you are, I don't have an instrument to measure. I can measure your blood pressure, I can check your sugar level, I can check number of other indicators, but can I check the happiness level also? I put an instrument and say this much happy you are. So one of the IIT is started actually the Center of Happiness, and they call it Science of Happiness. Science of Happiness means they don't ask you about how happy you are, rather they will say there are some sort of the happy hormones are there in our body. Happy hormones that include oxytocin or dopamine or this sort of hormones, and they will say we will measure how much those hormones are there in your body, and we will determine are you happy or not happy. You may something, but we don't give much weightage to that. We will see what your body says. Body never lie, and people never speak truth. So how to measure the opinion? This was the subject matter from 1900 to 1920 to 1940. So this was the debate, this was the discussion, and number of people were active at that time. So let's see about these people, who these people are. A very pioneer of these people is the Francis Galton. Now Galton happens to be the mentor of Carl Pearson. He was a half cousin of Charles Darwin, which everybody know of. And Galton was called as a polymath. A polymath is something, a person who is knowledgeable in many, many fields. So polymath refers to the context explaining behavior are gifted. This was given the title of the Sir Francis Galton. He worked in the genetics, he worked in the establishing correlation and the regression, he worked in the fingerprints, he worked in the so many things. And his lifelong passion was how to measure something. Actually, he developed a laboratory on the banks of Thames River where you can pay something and get almost 20 things about you, including your body, BMI, and some sort of happiness and these sort of the things. But we get a real development when we meet Francis Likert. Now, Francis Likert, today we call as the Likert scale. Likert scale was given by Francis. The basic idea was your inclination towards church. We'll talk about him also. A third person, which now will become more important, will be the Rash, George Rash, or let's call it as the item response theory. So he gave the item response theory, which is the subject matter for today's session. So what we work on the Likert scale is called now CTT. Basically, we say there is a EFA, then there is a CFA, expert opinion, EFA, CFA, and then there is a IRD, item response theory. Two are the ways we will work with. So if you come back here, we are here opinion. For measuring the opinion, we will take the two things. One thing is we will go for the Likert scale, and two methods. Let's write our methods here for measuring the opinion. So one is, let's call it as a CTT. So what we are doing, we are making a scale. What is a scale? Scale is an attempt to convert the qualitative thing into quantitative. For example, whatever your body is, your white blood cell, your immune system is fighting something. So we developed a mechanism, we call it as fever. So fever is actually not a bad thing. Fever means your white blood cells are struggling, your immune system is working against some sort of problem in the body, and it is denoted as a fever. And then we'll find, okay, what's the other things going on. So we are trying to convert a qualitative things into quantitative. So that's called as the scale. So when we say thermometer is called a scale. Thermo means heat and meter means to measure the heat of the body. And then we have standardized that 98 to 100 is the standardized. More than 100 will be worry, 102 will be more worry, and so on. We are attempting to make a similar scale to convert the qualitative opinion into a number on which we can take some sort of action. So two approaches are there. One is CTT, other is called as the IRT. CTT, since most of you are trainers here, or you know the concept, it's a very selective gathering. So I won't go into much detail. There are the three ways. First, you go for the expert opinion. You say, okay, what to ask. Second, you go for a technique called EFA. Then we go for a technique for CFA. Then we should refer some sort of keys here for the scale. And then there are something others like invariance test we should conduct. And couple of more tests we should conduct. Like we should, along with this, we should make a marker variable. You should recommend a marker variable along with your scale. These are the standard steps for classical test theorem, CTT, classical test theorem. We go to the experts because the no scale is existing. Then we go for EFA, then CFA. If you are not aware or somewhat confused, no problem, we'll cover that part. We make a key. Now, key is important. We will come to the key. When you call a scale, a key is a mandatory part. Invariance test is testing the scale for various sort of people, for boys and girls, a different income level, different state, different ethnicity, and try to check the result should be the same. Think of, you are making a weighing scale. Is it possible you will say this weighing scale is only for the people of Delhi? People of Mumbai can't work on it? No, it has to be global. That checking is called as the invariance test. I checked for the people of Delhi, for the Mumbai, for the other, for all income category, for all age groups, gender, and the results were very similar. So it says global. That's called invariance. In means not, vary. My scale doesn't vary, it's common for all. And then there's a concept of marker variable. IRT is extremely small. Like if I simply discuss about IRT, it won't take more than 15 minutes. It's a very small thing. 2-3 things are there. We have a RStudio. We have a package called MIRT. We have another software called MiniStep. Now this is a freely available. Only limitation is MiniStep is available for the pilot testing. The meaning of the pilot testing is we can take maximum 60 people and we can take maximum 75 items. If you got more than that, then you have to go for the advanced version of that is called as the WinStep. Now WinStep is the main software. So where is it? Just check this out. I have any link for that. So let me write here as MiniStep download. So MiniStep 5.10, and it will tell, well, this is for the free available. You can share with anyone, you can give it anyone, but the software is WinStep. WinStep is the software that is a paid version, number one. Number two, you can work on something like 10 lakh people and 60,000 items you can work with this. And each item can have as much as 32,000 category. Like we say 5-point scale, 7-point scale. If you have 32,000 categories, even then this will work. So a mini version of that is called as the MiniStep. So here we can work for 75 people, okay, and 25 items. Okay, let me make correction here. So the number of people are 25 because it's only for the pilot testing, not the 60 people. And number of items are, let's say this, come to that. Now, those who are afraid of RStudio, don't worry. We have another one, IRTGUI, which will provide you a window-based version of that. And almost all the things we can do here. This is available, IRT is available in the Jamovi also. But one of the problem of the Jamovi is you don't know which package of R Jamovi is working on. So the results, because this is not the only package, IRT package, there is another package. The name of the package is probably IRT. Another one is LTM. Another package is LTM, but we will use the IRT package or GUI, IRT GUI. Two packages we will work on. Okay, let's go ahead and then start with a scale actually. So I will ask you to take a copy and pen and please answer this sort of scale first. That's learning by doing. So are you type A or type A personality? So just write on your copy 1 to 7 and then you have to answer. If you are very casual about appointment 1, if you are never late means 8. If you are competitive, then 8, not competitive is 1 and likewise. So there are the 7 items. Please answer on that. We are starting with the CTT. We will see how the scale is made in general. Okay, I have changed the settings. Participants can unmute themselves now. Dr. Raja,
yeah, thanks. It works. Yeah.
So I had a question.
Okay.
So for mini step, number of people and number of items, if the number of items are 25, then we'll have to go for the bigger version because usually our number of items are greater than 25.
Okay. This is, as I told, it is for the pilot testing. For pilot testing, this is, and please remember, we are not working on the entire scale. We are working on a construct. So I don't think that there will be a construct more than 25 items, should not be. Generally, 3 to 5 are recommended. So one by one, we will do for even one construct we will do, not for the entire scale.
So
But
we are talking about LOC. Are we talking about LOC?
Yes, I am talking about the lower order construct.
Okay, fine.
But if it is more than 25, then either you can go for purchase or you can work on RStudio where there is no limit.
Good morning, sir. Sir, you mentioned about this CTT and the other scale. Sir, apart from the steps you have mentioned, like in IRT, you have mentioned that we will use some RStudio packages.
Yes.
So I just want to ask that while we are developing a scale, using IRT to develop a scale, so is it replacing the work of EFA, CFA, and these things, or expert thing will be common to every type of?
Got it. Let me write the process. I will discuss this process in detail, Pooja. But let me write it in short. The first expert opinion is the same in the IRT. Then EFA is the same. But this EFA here, please see, we use the PCA method, principal component analysis, and where we use the principal axis factoring, PAF. Instead of CFA, we have the IRT. And then there is a key. So basically, the replacement is only of the CFA. That's the only difference. The rest of the things are almost the same. Key and the invariance tests others will be the same. This is the process. So it's a very valid question. We are actually replacing CFA with IRT. That okay?
Okay, sir. Thank you so much.
Okay. Any other question by anyone? Okay, so let's go ahead. I hope you have answered all these questions. That's okay if you know about your personality also, but the basic idea is not to know about your personality, rather how such scales are constructed. If I just give you a scale and say, okay, answer. Now you must be curious. Okay, now you tell me something about myself, what sort of person I am. Think of if you are on the, standing on that weighing machine and the machine says, thank you, go home. Now, what is that? You require something. What is your weight? You expect that. Likewise, when somebody is attempting, it's always good if you can tell about that person. That will be sort of a fun or thrill. But we have you noted we do only one sort of the one side thing. We take the data, we say thank you, okay, and we never contact back. So one of the thing is, how many of you actually wrote a thank you mail to that person after the completion of the PhD? That I have completed my PhD with your efforts and these are the results. Ideally, it should be, though never 99.9% people never do it, but should be done. At least a thank you mail after the completion of the PhD, not after that taking the data. So it's sort of a thing like you help me and these are the results. 100% sure the person will not understand your results, but it's a way that yes, you have completed the cycle. So let me complete the cycle, what sort of personality you are. So this is called as the scoring key. Now you add up the question, add up your score and multiply it by the 3. If you have taken 6, 5, so get the total of all, multiply by the 3. And then you get a score like this. So 120 more, it's A plus, then A, and this one is A2 and B1, B, and less than that. Okay, now second thing comes. So what is A, what is B, and what is alpha A? A1 is also called as the alpha A, 120 or so. Now we'll come to that. What sort of personality? Let's think about it. What I was asking to you. If there is a person who answer 1 to all of such questions, what will be the person? The person is very casual about appointments. Person is not competitive, not feel rushed, take things one at a time, not in a rush of doing many things, very slow, express the feelings, many interests. This is a fun loving and the enjoyable person. This sort of people in psychology called type B personality. And the people who are never late, who are very competitive, always feel rushed, try to do more things, sit on feelings, these people are the type A. So if you look here at the minimum, if a person attempts all the questions and don't miss any of them, the minimum score is 7 and maximum score is 7 into 8, 56. So let me come here. So on this particular scale, a minimum a person will get the 7 and a maximum a person will get the 56. I hope everybody will agree on that. Minimum
multiply by 3. Yeah, multiply by 3 for the score, calculating this.
Now, multiply by 3 is we have just done. Even if I don't multiply by 3, that's perfectly okay. That's perfectly okay. If you multiply, so it will become something like from 21 to this will become as 8 and 168. It will become like this. Right? So multiply by 3, it will become like this. If you don't multiply, even then there is no harm. So let me go ahead only with the raw data. If you take the average of the two, 56 plus 7, 63, half of that is something like 31, 32. So I come here. So basically it means more than 31 will be the A and this will be the B. Further, I can take the average of these two. Average of these two. So take this 38 divided by 2 is the 19. And then this will be something like the 31 and this it's 87. 87 means approximately 44 or something, 43, 44. So I will say now this is the A plus, this is the B, and this is the B plus, and this is the B. I hope you are with me. This is just a personality. What is the type A? A are the people who are always feel rushed towards things. They do many things. They have always an agenda. So these people can never sleep. These people can never sit. They are always continuously, their mind is working and working and working. I remember a typical type A person is Shah Rukh Khan. I remember in one of his video, he told that I hate sleeping. Because when I sleep, I always, my mind tell what a wastage of time. I could do this, I could do this. So it's never ever, have you seen, and all the co-actors of Shah Rukh Khan said, we have never seen a person with so much energy. Just bubbling with the energy, always full of energy. Typical alpha A. Alpha A means these people will always doing something. So it means after getting the data, when you tell, okay, this sort of person you are, this is called as summated rating scale. I have done it's a rating scale. I have taken the value, got the total. It's a sum. Generally, this approach is called summated rating scale and popularly called Likert scale. But this I have chosen not to take as the Likert scale. This is a semantic differential scale. So let's see once again here. I'm going a little bit zigzag, but hope you will excuse me for that and you'll be with me. So what are the various sort of the scales available? People have made numerous attempts. The 4 of such attempts were, the first attempt was made by Thurston. J.J. Thurston, a psychologist. Second, Francis Likert, contemporary, and both in US. One was given by Osgood. And fourth person was Guttman. 4 were the people, 4 were the approaches. Thurston's scale actually didn't get much of popularity. Likert scale, it's called Summated rating scale. So it's a rating scale, and we will get the total and we'll tell about something your personality. Osgood said Likert scale is good, but the problem is you have to write the sentences. Simply take a pair of antonyms, and that's why it's called semantic differential scale. Semantic differential scale. Semantic means words, differential means antonyms, and use a pair of antonyms to work. I just used a semantic differential scale. And Guttman works on the principle of cumulative scale. IRT is a fantastic technique to work on the cumulative scales also. In the cumulative scales, the questions go on increasing difficulty level. The question difficulty level go on increasing. That's a Guttman scale. Okay, 3 are the approaches used. So I use a semantic differential scale, and the method I used is Summated to get the total of that. Now the question comes, okay, if I have to make a scale, how we make a scale for that? Let's read to any of the book. This is a particular book from OP. Can you find the name somewhere? No, chapter is given not there. So this says, let's quickly have a glance of that. Do you know the people who excessively competitive seem to push for the time? If you do, you can bet it will be a type A personality. These are aggressively involved in the chronic incentives struggle for achieve more and more in less and less time. In North American culture, such characteristics are highly prized and possibly associated with ambition, successful, material goods, etc. American culture goes with this. What are these sort of people? They are always moving, walking, eating rapidly. They feel impatient with the rate at which events take place. So these are the people who watch the video with the 1.5x or maybe 2x. Strive to do many things at one time. Cannot cope up with the leisure time. The biggest punishment for such people is you ask them to do meditation or sit to one side. Their mind will revolt. They're obsessed with the numbers, measuring the success in terms of how many they acquire. They're always going for the numbers and numbers. I remember one other such personality was the principal of the movie Three Idiots. You remember? Viru Shastribuddhi. So in the introduction, they say he's very, very competitive and he's, trying to take the cycle ahead of the other cyclist. So always competitive. On the other hand, they are the people who never feel such a sense of urgency. They never feel a need to display the items or achievements unless they're required to. They play for fun and relaxation. They don't exhibit their superiority and they can't relax without the guilt. This is the type B personality. Now, there are theories first, concept first. From the concept, now you will make the words. So how the steps will go? If some younger students are there, how we make the scale? First, we take what the theory says. So a theory of OB says like these are the type A, type B. Okay. Now we will extract some sort of the words. So I have extracted 4 or 5 words. The words are walking, moving rapidly, 1, patient, achievement take place, many things one time or one thing, leisure time, numbers, obsession, and now you see once again here, casual appointment, not competitive, feel rushed, take things one at a time, slow things. You get the idea where from these words are coming, where from these dimensions are coming. You can make a sentence like Likert scale, or you can take the pair of antonyms to make as the semantic differential scale. Both are okay, perfectly okay. Okay, this is the way we start with. So I will give you one assignment also. We have a theory of the self-esteem. Here it says, I will share this slide with you. These are the people with the self-esteem and you are required to just read it and make a scale over it. And this is that sort of the scale available here. Okay, so first you try to make a scale of your own from the self-esteem from reading this, and then you can check what the scale is and what the people are doing. Now let's come to the second part. The second part is, okay, we will work with the Likert or Osgood scale. It means whenever we are developing a scale, we got more than one option of choosing either the Likert format or the Osgood format, number one. If you are going for the Likert format, it should be 5-point scale, 7-point scale, 9-point scale. How we decide for that? This is again a point we will remember. And then let's talk about one more word. The word is, we use some words like construct. There is another word like factor, dimension, determinants, etc., etc. My focus is about the two words. The two words are number one, construct, and the factor. Are they same or are they different? Construct and the factor, are they same or different? We always teach they are always the same. A construct is also called as the factor. Rather, we say this is something we called it as psychology. And factor is the term we use in the management. Okay. But there is a minor difference of that. There is a very minute difference of that. Just now, Pooja Khatri ma'am talked about a word LOC, lower order construct. That's a construct, okay? So a construct, when it is made up of the item, that is called as the lower order construct. That can be of two types, reflective or formative. I am not going for that detail. What is reflective, what is formative? I know the audience here that know the difference. So let me differentiate between what is a factor, what is a construct. And here we are discussing about the EFA, exploratory factor analysis.